Hi guys, welcome to my bedroom. Everything is finally finished in here, so today I can show you around. You might have seen a little sneak peek already on Amelia Liana home, but let's begin. So the theme in here was to be very calm and feel very zen. I had wallpaper in my bedroom previously for 2 years, so I wanted plain colours, plain textures, but in still an Amelia way, because we know I love colours and textures. So the first fabric that I really loved was this that I have on the headboard. I originally wanted a princess bed, but that was way out of budget just based on the amount of fabric and the amount of work, and I'm so glad that didn't happen because it's just not my style at all anymore. In the past year, like, my style's changed so much, so having a big, like, princessy, like, pinky bed, no, that was just not me anymore. It wasn't going to be pink, but it was going to have pink elements in it. This is a venison fabric, and if you look at it closely, it's like leaves swirling, and this was the kind of headboard that I wanted. I wanted a really big, grand, old school headboard, and this was made by John Haswell. I'm going to link everything down below, and it has a darker blue piping on it. I really wanted a headboard with a border, with a nice ruched border. I saw that on John's Instagram and I loved how it looked. I feel like it just added a different texture, and you know how I love textures. The other fabric that I loved was this Lisa Fine. It's called the Mughal flower fabric. In terms of fabric per square meter, is it square meter or fabric per meter that you get square meters house? This was probably top end, and I just fell in love with it. So we did little bespoke cushions with it with a little Ian Mankin trim, and we picked up on those green colours, so you'll see throughout the room that green colour is kind of picked up in different places. And then I wanted a tiny bit of a pop of contrast, so we went with this bolster, which I love that it's pink. I picked a way too big size of bolster. This is like the world's largest bolster. I mean, this bed is super king, and it's amazing because it's the second biggest you can get. I mean, I think it's the biggest you can get. An Emperor's like a whole different level. Some bed companies don't even make bed sheets and things for Emperor size beds. Speaking of bed sheets, oh my god, I'm so happy and excited that I'm just rambling on and on at you. These bed sheets are from Yves Saint Laurent, which is incredible. They are so good because they don't crease easily. I think they're from the Walton collection. I'm going to leave a link and find out down below. You can actually get them monogrammed. I have mine monogrammed from Monogram Linen Shop, and they're really comfortable and they're not too hard and crispy. Do you know what I mean? If you go really fancy with your sheets, they crease too much, and I just didn't want that. On the bed, I have this gorgeous bedspread from Sarah K Designs, which I actually want to get another one of, and it's a scallop bedspread, and it's got little floral print in it, and I have a matching valance to the headboard, same in that venison fabric, and it's a little skirted valance, which I love because it just makes my bed very girly. So the side of the bed, I have two little bedside tables. It was really hard to find bedside tables that were thin. We had these made from Scumble Goosey. It took maybe like 9 months for them to be made. They're really, really affordable for bespoke furniture, but really, really, really long lead times. And I had them painted by my builders. These are painted in the same colour that I have in my hallways. However, it looks completely different. Like in the hallways, it looks much darker and much creamier, but here they look much lighter. And on the bedside tables, we put these Armac Martin knobs, which I think are incredible. The one thing I will say about these bedside tables is that they don't have a mechanism to them, so it's just wood, so it is quite hard to open and close them, but I don't open and close my bedside tables too much. I mainly just use them as storage. On the top of my bedside tables, I've kind of just picked up the green theme here. I got this at an antiques market. Look how cute this little elephant is. I always get really scared that this is gonna fall off, but I just think he's the cutest thing in the world. And a fornacetti candle with owls. I just like having elephants and owls by the bed. Elephants are good luck, and I feel like owls watch over you. This is the really ugly, but it's the best alarm clock I've ever had in my life. It's the Philips Lumi Light. I'm going to link it down below. What it does is it basically mimics sunlight gradually. So if you set your alarm for 8:20, half an hour before, it gradually starts getting lighter, and about 8:15 birds, you can set the noise, whatever noise you want, but I set it to birds, so birds start chirping. It's so much better than having meh, meh, meh in your face. And when I want to get up, especially if I'm getting up for a really early flight, just waking up gradually just is such less of a shock to my system. And then I have my remote control, I have my light socket next to the bed, and I have these swing lights. These are by Vaughan. I really wanted to have green lampshades, and we didn't actually end up getting those made because the green silk that I chose just wouldn't pleat nicely, and I wanted them to pleat. You'll notice that the lampshades are scalloped at the bottom. I might change these to green later down the line, like a sagey green. I also thought about putting art here, but I didn't find anything that I like yet, so if you see anything that you think would really suit this room, let me know. At the end of my bed I have this bench. It was made by Patricia and she did such a good job matching the seams of the fabric, and the fabric is the same fabric as my cushions and it has gorgeous oak legs. Then I have two floor to ceiling wardrobes at this side of the room. I kind of wish I didn't have them floor to ceiling because I'm not that tall. I don't need them that tall, and it really messed up the cornice on the ceiling, and it was really hard work to source, to allocate, to fix, to everything. If I'm going to give you a piece of advice, if you have cornicing in your house, just don't bring everything up to the ceiling, because we ended up having to take a mold of the cornice and get it copied. My builders had to cut into the ceiling because the ceilings aren't straight, because this is an old house. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. I love having a fireplace across from the bed because I just feel like it gives, even when I'm not using it, because I haven't actually used it, it gives a really cozy feel to the room, and I like having that sort of like peace. And above my fireplace I have my TV, obviously. I thought about closing this TV into cupboards, but I went against it because I thought then I'd constantly be opening the cupboards, because I just like leaving the TV on in the background. On my cupboards I have these gorgeous handles. These are from Beta Human and they're little bows. I was toying about where to place them and I just absolutely love them. Curtains in this room were the bane of my life because I really wanted curtains in the bedroom. I wanted a sheer curtain and I wanted a triple pleat curtain because I think triple pleat look the most luxurious and the most full. I am a very sensitive to light person, so I needed blackout curtains. These were not blackout, so we ended up putting in a blackout roller blind into the window so that that actually blacks out the window. So I actually have 3 window dressings in each window, which is a bit extravagant and a bit ridiculous, but hey ho, that's just where we ended up. Each one was just like another add-on, but I love the fabric of this curtain. It's a Romo fabric and it has an amazing trim, which I think is so beautiful. And I love the idea of having a trim on the curtain because I thought plain curtains could be a little boring, and you know how much I love fabric. The carpet in this room is by Alternative Flooring. This is the only place in the whole house that I chose to have carpet. I cannot be trusted when it comes to carpet. I also have dogs, and every time the dogs are left in here I'm like, don't pee, don't throw up, don't do anything, which they never do. But this is great because you can't see your footprints on it. I hate carpets where you can tell if you've hoovered, you can tell if you've, I don't know, whatever it is. I don't want to know. I just want it to be nice, and I love the colour. It's really creamy. It's not particularly squishy. I would recommend, if you are using this carpet, to put like a carpet padding or something underneath to make it a bit more soft. I love symmetry, so each side of the bed has to have my swing light, it has to have my switch, it has to have the same bedside table. I've styled this one up a little bit differently though. I've gone for a more of a pink and blue theme, and the other one is a little green theme. This is the Juliet chandelier from Vaughan. It is my favourite thing in this whole house. I originally got it in silver and then we changed the finish of the whole room, so then we had to change the finish of this. It looks much golder on the website and it's actually more brassy in real life, but I think it's such a gorgeous girly chandelier, and it's not too big or heavy as well. And we added a little ceiling rose too. The colour cream in this room is a Painted Paper Library cream. It's called Pelican Throat. I always forget that name, and then it always comes back to me so fast because it's such a funny name. We did add paneling in this room. I really wanted paneling because I feel like it gives that extra detail in the room, and I wanted the center of the bed to be the main focus of the paneling, and that to go throughout the room and on the cupboards as well. I wish I changed the skirting of the room. I left the original skirting of the room, and personally I find it a bit too high and I find that it looks a little bit weird. And I also put speakers in the ceiling, which I would highly recommend because it's just so much easier than having an ugly speaker lying around. We also spray painted the ceiling speakers to match the colour of the ceiling, which is Farrenball Wimborne White. If you want to see more of my house, you can follow my home account on Instagram, which is at Amelia Liana Home, and I will leave all my tours from my new house in a playlist for you to watch down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next Sunday with another video. Mwah. Bye guys!